Talk about the Sooners, the Aggies, and the Braves. Talk about the tiger and his tail. Talk about the Huskers, those old Cornhusker boys. But I'm a bird to make 'em weep and wail. 'Cause I'm a J Hack up Lawrence on the call. 'Cause I'm a J Hack with the sis boom hip hurrah. Got a bill that's big enough to twist the tiger's tail. Husk 'em corn and listen to the corn huskers well. 'Cause I'm a J Hack riding on a Kansas scale. Got a bill that's big enough to twist the tiger's tail. Husk some corn and listen to the corn huskers well. 'Cause I'm a J Hack riding on a Kansas scale. No. Yes. First, Greg the Gold appearance for 2025, and it ain't gonna be the last. the Einsteins go 5-9. 5-9. Greg the Gold goes 9-5. 9-5, baby. Let's go. 3 years of losing. 3 years of losing. Those days are finally over. So, Einsteins, your record on the year against the spread, the PATC Einsteins, are 11-19. 11 wins, 19 losses. 11-19. Greg the Gold is 14-16. So I'm still below 500. But not after week 3. Not after week 3. We are going to overcome. We are going to overcome here at Peek Around the Corner. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you love everything in college football, please subscribe to our channel, smash the like button if you like our content, share the video with your family and friends. If you want to support this rebel outpost, if you want to support the home for the college football sickos with a donation, help us keep the lights on and to grow the channel, hit that $sign where you make your comment and I'll get to your super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome everybody into the studio that sits on the corner, the very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. We started off today's show singing JJ Jayhawk, even though the Jayhawks went down to the Missouri Tigers. Vox Quindaro, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, PATC family member, gave a massive donation, and he has been incredibly generous, unbelievably generous to this channel. Just like Preston from Greensboro. And just like I did last week, where we sang Carolina in My Mind by James Taylor, because that is what Preston wanted. That's what he donated to. Even though North Carolina lost the game to TCU in a blowout, we did sing the song. So I wanted to give Vox Quindaro and the Rock Chalk Jayhawks out there the same respect, because not just Vox, but other Jayhawks have been so generous to us, so very kind. So hopefully I did the song justice. Hopefully I did it justice. Welcome in everybody. Before we get into this, I've got questions. I've got a lot of questions. My first set of questions is about the Florida Gators. If you remember last week, I threw up my hands and I asked the Florida Gators in the chat room. I said, what first of all, is DJ Legway okay? Is he okay? And I didn't really get an answer. I don't even think the Gator fans know. I'm not even sure Billy Napier knows. Now, they've got more issues than just DJ Legway. But there's something there that isn't. Did you watch the game? There was one particular play. One particular play. It was like a 3rd and 6. DJ back to pass. He's getting rush. But there was an opening. There was an opening for him to take off and run to get the first down. I thought that was going to happen. Then he runs right into a guy. He runs right into a defender. He runs right into a South Florida Bulls defender. And I'm like, what is going on? Am I overreacting? I might be overreacting. Let me know. I know the PATC Einsteins are very professional with their college football takes. Can he, if he can run with the ball, it must be just a straight ahead type of guy, right? Can he even run? My next question is, and again, let me know if I'm being completely unfair. Can he even throw the football? I am waiting to see the real DJ Legway. Is this the real DJ? Because if this is the real DJ, I know he's still young. I know he's been injured. He might be hurting. He still might be injured. That's why I keep asking the question. What is going on with, is this the real DJ or is this an 80%, 70%, 60%? If this is a 90%, if this is a 100% DJ, this ain't going to work. But it goes well beyond DJ Legway. It goes well beyond. You've got a defensive player, a transfer, a lineman. On the last drive of the game, you're trying to hold on to your 16-15 lead, and you spit in the face of a South Florida offensive lineman out there in the open. When the refs are looking at spitting, because there's been other events with players spitting. Just recently, he spits in the guy. He spits in the guys. What are you doing? Now look. Maybe I'm being unfair. Let me know if I'm being unfair. Because maybe the South Florida Bulls are that good. They blew out Boise State. Did you notice that the South Florida Bulls defensive line did not, they were competitive the whole football game. There was a time where early on the Gators had a rushing game going. They did. And then they went away from it. But the Bulls defensive line, they didn't. The Bulls had the better quarterback. I don't know, guys. Billy Napier's 4th year. And the Gators have enough challenges up ahead. most people out of Gator Nation, if they see Florida losing to the top 2, 3, 4 teams in the Southeastern Conference, they can understand it. Gator Nation, of course, they have a difficult time with this because they think they should be at the top, which is fine. But then Billy Napier loses a game like this at home. At home. Look, you're going to lose a game like this once in a while. It's happened too many times to Billy Napier. At the time where they could not allow it to happen. They could not allow it to happen. They got beat. This was not a fluke. This was not a fluke. Here at college football peek around the corner, I was high on the Gators. Very high in Florida during the season. At the very last second, I jumped off and I put them at number 12th in the conference. Maybe they'll finish a little bit higher. Maybe they'll finish a little bit lower. Does it really matter? That team ain't going to the college football playoffs. I got Billy Napier number 1 now, going into week 3 on the hot seat list. I got him ahead of Brent Pry. Virginia Tech, again, I don't know what's going on with quarterback drones. And they've got more problems than just, he did not develop at all. This is not good quarterbacking. This is not good quarterbacking. I got Brent Pry. He's got to be number 2. And first of all, again, we got a lot to get through here. We've got a lot to get to. This is college football's peek around the corner. We are going to be taking your phone calls. You better be ready to make some phone calls, or it's going to be a very short show. These aftermath shows, you guys take center stage. You let me know what there is to celebrate. You let me know when you should, you cry. Go ahead and cry on my shoulder. Look, I've got bad news for the Golden Gophers. I got bad news I'm going to be sharing. Got some good news. Got some bad news. Got some bad news. This show is for you to vent and or to celebrate. Look, Billy Napier. Now, let me get this right. R Bean in the chat room. Somebody let me know if I got this right. Billy Napier's buyout. Shoot, I don't remember now. I think it's like 19 million. 19 million, but within 30 days of him being fired, there's a certain percentage. I think it's like 10 million. Somebody correct me in the chat room. Somebody correct me in the chat room. It's about $10 million they need to give to Billy within 30 days of firing. But the numbers are now doable. A lot more doable than it was last year. Billy Napier, number 1. Number 2, Brent Pry, again. This Virginia Tech, this fan base, just look at the Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt smoked them at the end. Look at what the coach has done at Vanderbilt. Look at what Brent Pry has done at Virginia Tech. The quarterback, I don't know what the Hokies are. I don't know what the fan base is thinking. I do not know if they're. They've got to be negative on quarterback drones. I mean he is playing some dreadful Dreadful quarterbacking. Am I being too unfair on that? Am I being too unfair on that? I tell you what, he's no Navarro. I see Steven Vitt has just come into the house. The Ohio Bobcat, the defending, reigning, undisputed MAC champions. You got Navarro. He still threw 3 interceptions, but he made pretty much, not all the plays, but he made like 80% of the plays in that game on both sides of the field. Navarro is a better quarterback than whatever Virginia Tech has, than whatever Oklahoma State has, even better than Zane Flores. Maybe not better than Haas Heine, but Haas Heine's injured. Mike Gundy, I had him on the list. I took him off. He's back on. Mike Gundy has had a great career in Stillwater. Great career. But it's time for a different voice. They did not win a Big 12 game last year. They might not win a Big 12 game this year. It would be a job that a lot of people would like to have. You can get an up-and-comer. Mike Gundy is definitely on this list. Kalen DeBoer is going to stay on this list. Sam Pittman is trying to get off this list. He was number 1. Now he's at number 5. He's going to try to get off the list. He's getting closer and closer. And then we got to put Deshaun Foster. I know it's only his second year at UCLA. Only his second year. But again, when you invest in a transfer quarterback, your boosters, it ain't working. It ain't working. UNLV crushed the Bruins. So that is my hot seat list going into week 3. Let me know what you agree with, what you don't agree with. We got a lot to get to today. We've got a lot to get to. Before I go to the roll call, we got some very, very generous super chats. John Teal. Funny how Bama gets beat like they got caught stealing and it had no effect on their ranking. But Arizona State takes an L and at the wire and they got banished. That's a pretty good comment, John. Pretty interesting comment. Arizona State, of course, playing Mississippi State. Bama, I think there's a lot more credibility with Florida State beating Bama than there was Mississippi State beating Arizona State. Even though the line at the time for Bama and Florida State was 13.5 points, in Arizona State versus Mississippi, the line was only 6.5. You do make a good point, John. Arizona State being taken out of the top 25. But either way, that loss really hurts the Big 12. If Arizona State can mount up some wins against the top of the Big 12, if they get some conference wins against top of the Big 12 opponents, it's going to hurt those top Big 12 teams that make the at-large bid because they lost to Mississippi State. It ain't over. It ain't over. It's not even close to over. There's a good 5-6 Big 12 teams that can still make, a lot of them, most of them can still make the college football playoffs, obviously. We are only going into week 3. But the pathway has narrowed a little bit for some. And that was, I think, the hardest loss to take for the Big 12 Conference. Thank you, John Teal, for the $5 holla. I do appreciate it so very much. We got a super chat from Buckeye Greg. Buckeye Greg, Greg. Game to keep an eye on is South Florida heading to Miami. Upset alert. That game is on the CW. That game is on the old CW. So make sure you remember that. I do not know what the line is. But we're not ready. We're going to look back. This is the Aftermath show. We are going to mostly look back at what just happened on Saturday and Friday. And then Monday, Tuesday, we'll be taking a look at the week 3 schedule. But you guys in your comment section, your super chats and your phone calls, if you want to talk about week 3, go for it. Go for it. You own the stage. Thank you for the $5 holla. Expedition Greg, I do appreciate it. Ryan Brooks is in the house. The Almighty Finn, AMAC, Air Woody, thanks for coming on in. The Florida Man, Gold Nose. Kerry Gold Nose. Illini Ted. We haven't talked about Illinois. I'm going to talk about Illinois next. You see the title screen. You see it? Illinois rising. The Gators fallen. That is the title screen of the day. I'm going to be talking about the Illini next. Anthony Carlson. Go green, but what are the Lions doing? I think they're playing the Packers. I think they were losing before I came on live. Michigan State wins. They defeat Boston College 42-40. I believe it was the second overtime, maybe the third. Aiden Childs on that 2-point conversion. That throw, that was a good throw. That was a good throw. That was a bullet. I thought it was going to be overthrown. It was perfect. I'm wondering, it was in the end zone, left corner of the end zone. I think about it, I'm thinking, okay, what young quarterbacks could have made that throw? Do I trust Arch Manning to make that throw? I don't know. DJ Legway? No. Aiden Childs, that might be a sign in which he has taken a big jump. And if he's taken a big jump, that is a very good sign for Sparty. My prof is in the house. USF or Texas State. The American or the Sun Belt. My prof has a question. Heartbreak 25. How were your picks this week, Mr. Gold? 9-5. I got Louisville correct. Iowa State, Illinois, the Oregon Ducks, Missouri, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and Mississippi State. Those are the ones I got correct. The ones I got wrong were Virginia, Ole Miss, West Virginia, which we're going to get to, Michigan State. Michigan State and Florida. I'm kicking myself on the Florida game. But 9-5, yep. Don Scruggs, Georgia Bulldogs, number 6 in the AP polls. Tumasta is in the house. Chad Bracey, Gold Nose. Marquis Crenshaw, Gold Nose. Steven Evans, 89, Go Seminoles. There's gold in them yonder hills, Greg. Edward the Auburn Tiger. I guess Illinois is the only team rising. They had a lot of help with 5 turnovers. They did not dominate the game, even though the score says otherwise. Hello, Greg. Let's go. I did say that yesterday. I said Duke special teams. Duke special teams did not do the Duke offense or the defense any favor. And I also said that the Luke Altmaier was not as accurate on some of those throws like he usually is. However, Edward the Auburn Tiger, Illinois, when was the last time Illinois was rated in the top 10? I do not know. They just went on the road. They crushed Duke. on the scoreboard. Illinois is rising. Did I say that Illinois was the only team that was rising? No, I did not. All I said was Illinois is rising. Utah is rising. I've given a lot of flowers to Auburn. They're in the top 25. I've given lots of flowers to Missouri on an episode earlier today. Episode 461, if you haven't watched it. I did a rapid reaction to the AP Top 25. I had two issues with the AP voters. One, I thought Clemson was rated a little too high. They're number 12 in the AP poll. I would have them about 15. I would have them behind Iowa State. I would have them behind Oklahoma. I would have them just behind Tennessee. And the one that I thought got wrong because they had them too low was the Missouri Tigers. They've got them number 25. They should be way higher than 25. I don't know what people are. I don't know. People got to wake up on Missouri. People got to wake up on Missouri. Kansas is a good football team. They proved it yesterday. But when you have Ahmed Hardy, when you've got Bo Pribula, people got to wake up on Bo. Wake up on Bo. Wake up on Bo. You want to talk about an athlete? You want to talk about an athlete who is developing the passing game? You talk about Eli Drinkwitz and Bo Pribula. So, no, Illinois is not the only team rising, but I wanted to make it perfectly clear. Look, they are in the top 10 for the first time in a long time. And by the way, Edward the Auburn Tiger and the PATC Einsteins. While I picked Illinois to cover, you guys picked Illinois to cover. So we both were on the Illinois train. We saw it coming, and it delivered. Absolutely delivered. Who else is in the house? Who else is here? We got a lot of people in. Bill G, thanks for coming on in. Adam, love my Gators, but they are a train wreck under Napier. Thanks for coming on in, Adam. Appreciate it. B Bean is in the house. Grateful Trojan, I came at the wrong time. It better not been while I was singing, Grateful Trojan, because that is the perfect time for you to come in, Mr. Trojan. The perfect time, Illini Ted. It's still early in September. The cold hasn't completely set in. Here I am. I'm praising the Fighting Illini, and Illini Ted throws the fat gopher an elbow. Unbelievable. Bob Swanger is in the house. The architect. He's the only one to call me by my rightful name this week. Hello, Greg the Goal. Thank you, architect. Christopher Mercado is in the house. Expedition Greg is here. Jeremy Nork is here. Ryan Brooks, Go Black 45. Mick Stevens, the Frogs. The Big Lubbock. The Big Lubbock. There's only 4 teams in the Big 12. Iowa State, TCU, Texas Tech, Utah. I think you got to throw in BYU. There's a lot of buzz about the Houston Cougars defense, and I like Connor Wegman. I've always liked him. I've always talked about it. I loved his high school tape. Connor Wegman, now a Houston Cougar quarterback. Who else is here? John Famlor is in the house. Thanks, Stephen Vitt, the Ohio Bobcats. We're going to talk about that game next. Morris Simmons, hello, everyone. Goal Knowles. Goal Knowles. Stanford might go 0-12. Go Black 45. Rock and Rant is in the house. If anyone wants to bet that they think Miami's going to lose to South Florida, DM me. I'm happy to take your money. I'm happy to take your money. OPD Don is in the house. Miami's at 15.5-point favorites over the Bulls. Over the Bulls. Greg, when is the last time the Big Ten has had this many good quarterbacks? They might have some really good young quarterbacks. And that's a great comment. The architect. Great comment. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Yes, Nick Kelso. Greg DeGold has arrived. Has arrived. Amy S. is in the house. Son of Sarek. All right, guys. So, let's talk about West Virginia and Ohio Bobcats, because that is another game. Again, we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to open up the phone lines. They're not quite open yet. You are going to have the floor. You can talk about anything your heart desires. But this is the Aftermath show. We've been through these games before. I guess we'll just go through it real quick. Clemson struggled against Troy. Miami defeats Bethune-Cookman easily. This is the ACC games. Duke loses big at home. Florida State wins huge against East Texas A&M. SMU goes down. NC State defeats Virginia 35-31. The Pittsburgh Panthers 45-17 over Central Michigan. Syracuse 27-20 UConn. Georgia Tech 59-12 over Gardner-Webb. Wake Forest 42-10 over West Carolina. California 35-3 over Texas Southern. North Carolina, Bill Belichick gets his first collegiate win, 20-3 over Charlotte. Virginia Tech gets smoked. Boston College loses a heartbreaker in East Lansing. And Stanford goes down easily to BYU. Again, we'll go through some more conference games. We'll take it one by one as we go through here. We've got a super chat. We've got a super chat. Christopher Hooter, in this brave new world era, is it really fair to blame the coaches? For example, firing Napier might not solve the structural issues at Florida. Yeah, I think it's okay to blame the coaches. Not every coach. This is Napier's fourth year. And they had enough money. What was DJ Legway? The first or second highest rated quarterback in his high school class? Number one, number two? Am I off a little bit on that? Let me know. I mean, I don't know what's going... Look, I don't know what's going on there. DJ Legway does not... So, he does not... I might be being unfair. I could be, Christopher Hooter. I could be. Dallas Wilson, I think, are going to be a very good wide receiver. True freshman, he got injured. They've had some injuries. They did have that running game going, George Holton. I agree. Then they went away from it. Ryan Brooks, playing 8 ranked teams is hard no matter the coach. Okay, fine. That's fine. But they lost to South Florida in Gainesville. And this is not the first time that Billy Napier has lost to teams that Florida should not be losing to. Okay, it can happen once in a while. Guys, exactly when is it enough? I think it's enough in Gainesville. Florida has money, if Florida has money issues, if the Gators have resource issues, then 95% of us have no chance of ever competing. No, I understand, Christopher Hooter. You're probably a lot nicer guy than I am. No question about it. No question about it. But no, I don't think it's unfair. Now, let's get to the West Virginia, Ohio Bobcat situation. I think it would be unfair if I was that tough on Rich Rodriguez. This is his first year. This is his real first game. Robert Morris, that was just a game. But this was the MAC defending champions. Rich Rod brought in like 80 new players. Ohio brought in like 50 new players. So I can't sit there. I mean, Rich Rodriguez is playing a quarterback he did not recruit. I feel the same thing with Kalen DeBoer. He still isn't playing a quarterback that he has recruited and fully developed at Alabama. But I'm very tough on him because, the effort at Alabama has not been good. We'll see what happens next. So Rich Rodriguez, you can't. It's year one. And they had quite the turnover. I'm a little worried about West Virginia. I have to be honest. I was worried before the season started. I picked them number 13. I don't know if they're going to finish 13, 14, 15, or 16 in the Big 12. It's going to be somewhere along those lines. This is not a shot at Rich Rod because, again, he's starting over. They're starting over at West Virginia. I'm a little worried because, first of all, they lost the great running back, Jaheim White. It looks like he's going to be out for a while, at least. I could be wrong, but that looked pretty bad. Without him, I don't know who they're going to give the rock to. Those other guys did not look like on the same level. The quarterback position at West Virginia, I always thought that Nico Marchio was going to be a starting caliber Big 12 quarterback. He just needed his opportunity. I do not know if Nico Marchio works in a Rich Rodriguez offense. It probably doesn't. I don't even think Rich Rodriguez is playing his offense. I don't think West Virginia can spread anybody out and give the quarterback some running lanes if needed on design plays or plays off his schedule because Nico, it takes him a while to get going. Once he gets going, he can run pretty good, but he's not a Rich Rod quarterback. I don't know. I think West Virginia is in trouble. I think they're going to lose quite a bit of games this year, but I don't think Rich Rod is in trouble. We'll see what he does with his next recruiting class. It sounds like from where I'm standing, where I'm sitting, the Mountaineer fans think they might have a quarterback, not Mr. Henderson, but another guy. So we'll see. Something like Stormy White, Stormy something. But yeah, I think West Virginia is in a bit of trouble. Congratulations to the Ohio Bobcats victory. Now, we went through the Big 12. No, we went through the ACC. Let's go to the Big 12. Again, Oklahoma State goes down big, and Mike Gundy is on our hot seat list. I think he's about number 3 on our hot seat list. Arizona State lost. That was a big loss to Arizona State and the conference because the SEC is going to hold it over. If Arizona State gets wins against top elite schools in the Big 12 this year, it's going to hurt those Big 12 schools even more than it would have if Arizona State wins this game, a loss to Arizona State ain't going to hurt you all that much when it comes to trying to get in at large bid. If you don't win the Big 12 championship, if you're not one of the top 5 ranked conference champions at the end of the year that gets an automatic berth, this type of loss is going to hurt the conference if Arizona State goes and beats one of the top 4 or 5 Big 12 teams. And I think they can. Iowa State, now this was a big victory. This is going to help the Big 12 conference. Because if Iowa can figure out and surprise some big top tier Big 10 team and beat one of those teams, well, now Iowa State's going to have the favorable comparison over a Big 10 possible at large. And other Big 12 schools as well if they beat the Cyclones. This was a big win for the Big 12. Baylor comes back and saves their season. As of right now, they were down 2 scores late. They come back and beat SMU. Texas Tech rolls. Now Texas Tech's schedule is going to get a little bit more challenging, and they're setting up, what is that, week 4? Week 4 game against Utah? Something like that. Utah, Texas Tech. Utah goes up 63-9. They beat Cal Poly. Kansas, great game. Great game. Missouri Tigers win 42-31. We started off the show singing the Kansas Jayhawk fight song. If you missed it, go back and listen to it. Just make sure the children are out of the house and the dogs are at the dog park before you show them, before you put on the fat guy from Minnesota singing a Kansas fight song. Cincinnati 34-20. Colorado defeats the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. Again, we talked about it. West Virginia went down. Kansas State, we haven't talked about this game. The Wildcats lose, and they could have been 0-3 by the end of the day, but they did come back and beat North Dakota with 42 seconds left, a game at home. Kansas State does not look good. Even in a game where Avery Johnson had some accurate downfield throwing. But this ain't the Kansas State team that we expect when it comes to toughness. They got out-toughed by Army. Houston in that defense does it again, 35-9. UCF 68-7. Arizona rolls 48-3 over Weber State, and BYU 27-3. 27-3. We're going to go ahead and do the Big Ten and SEC games, and then we're going to open up the phone lines. We are going to open up the phone lines. We got a monster super chat. Monster super chat. OBD down. The problem with Greg the Gold coming in so hot, it set off the sprinklers and melted the cooler, so it most likely has put the fire out on Greg the heater. Well, I got to tell you something. I'm burning hot in the studio. This hat is making me melt. I think the lights, I got the ring lights, I got all these lights that's shining on this gold thing, and it's raining sweat down my beautiful face. So maybe I don't want to be Greg the Gold anymore. Maybe I just want to get back into my comfortable chair, my loser chair, and just continue to lose like I've done the last 3 years. But no, this week I won. And next week I'm probably going to win again. I'm probably going to win. I see locks all over the place. Thank you, Opie. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for your kindness. I'm very humbled. Thank you for your creative writing. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Opie. Appreciate it, my friend. Wow. Thank you very much. Numbskull News says Kansas State is cooked. K. Nerwin, maybe he should sing the BYU song. If you put out a donation, and if BYU is the underdog going into a game and they win, I will sing the BYU fight song. Now, the reason I sang the Kansas fight song this week and North Carolina in My Mind by James Taylor last week, because the two people who gave me the donations have given me years of donation. So I felt that I had to give them a song no matter what happened. Now, both teams lost. North Carolina, Kansas lost, but I did sing the songs. I did sing the songs. Mr. Monkey says Iowa State won't be in the Big 12 championship game. Wow. Wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Numbskull News. That's a hot take, Mr. Monkey. Army just lost to Tarleton. Yep. Yes, you did, Opie. I sang it at the beginning. I sang it at the beginning of the show. Right when we came on live, I sang Opie, go listen to it. I know you want to listen to it. Opie, I know you want to listen to the golden pipes of the fat guy from Minnesota. Go listen to it. Go listen to it. Okay. Back to, let's go through the Big Ten and the SEC, and then we'll go to your phone calls. How about that? So have those phone calls ready to go, either to celebrate or if you want to cry, whatever you want to do, I am here for you. I'm absolutely here for you. Northwestern wins their first game of the year, beat Western Illinois 42-7. Maryland 20, Northern Illinois 9. Now, this is what the architect is talking about in the chat room. Maryland's got a true freshman, Malik Washington. Played pretty good. Michigan, true freshman quarterback, Bryce Underwood. We're going to get to him next here. He did all right. That was a tough Oklahoma defense. Bryce Underwood, he needs development. He's going to get it. I think he's going to be just fine. The Buckeyes, 70. Grambling, 0. Penn State, 34. Florida International, 0. Oregon, 69. Oklahoma State, 3. Illinois, 45. Duke, 19. Michigan lost 24-13. Iowa lost a heartbreaker to their rival, Iowa State. Iowa Hawkeyes go down. And again, that passing offense is not getting any better. 16-13. Indiana goes big. Fernando Mendoza goes huge. 4 touchdown passes. Indiana 56, Kennesaw State 9. Minnesota 66, Northwestern State 0. The big news coming out of this game, Darius Taylor, he grabbed that whole old hamstring once again. 3rd year in a row. Darius Taylor, the beast, the great running back for the Gophers, early in the game, grab at that hamstring. PJ Fleck said after the game, it doesn't look like it's too serious. We've heard that before. Hopefully Darius Taylor is back for California this Saturday night, but I'm guessing he's not going to be. And I can't remember the last time Minnesota beat anybody with a pulse without Darius Taylor. When he plays, the Gopher win. When he doesn't play, the Gophers lose. And now he's sitting on the bench. Well, I don't know. I should not say that. So yeah, okay, Gophers won 66-0. Did they really win? Did they really win this game? The positive part about this game is Drake Lindsey played about a quarter. I don't know how much Drake Lindsey played the quarterback. Again, Drake Lindsey is, I don't want to be accused of Gopher propaganda, but go ahead and accuse me of Golden Gopher propaganda. Drake Lindsey might be a budding superstar in college football. I ain't saying, but I'm saying. I ain't saying, but I'm saying. Wisconsin 42, Middle Tennessee 10. Rutgers 45, Miami of Ohio 17, Nebraska 68, USC 59-20 over Georgia Southern. Michigan State wins it at the end. Aiden Childs runs for a touchdown, throws a 2-point conversion. Sparty wins 42-0. Purdue 34-17 over Southern Illinois. That game, I think, was tied. I don't know. I don't remember. UNLV 30, UCLA 23. UCLA goes down, and we've got the head coach, Deshaun Foster, number 6 on a hot board seat. Washington 70, UC Davis 10. That is the Big Ten. Now let's do the Southeastern Conference, and then we're going to open up the phone calls. Opening up for the phone calls, LSU 23, Louisiana Tech 7, Georgia 28, Austin Peay 6, Texas 38, San Jose State 7, South Carolina 38, South Carolina State 10, South Carolina, the Gamecocks, Mississippi State 24, Arizona State 20. Big victory for Coach Lebo. Big victory for Hall State. Big victory for the Cowbells. Big victory for the Southeastern Conference. This only helps the Southeastern Conference. 24-20 over Arizona State. Florida Gators go down. The Gators go down 18-16. We talked about it earlier in this program. I don't know what's going on with DJ Legway. If he's playing at 70%, all right. If he's playing at 80%, if he's playing at 90%, then DJ Legway is not the quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be, or most everybody thought he was going to be. They've got other problems than DJ Legway. They did not dominate the line of scrimmage. They did not dominate South Florida Bulls' offensive line. No, they did not. They definitely did not dominate the Bulls' defensive line. But DJ Legway doesn't, I don't know. Does he look good to you all? I think he doesn't look good at all. He ain't no John Mateer, Oklahoma, 24-13. Mateer was electrifying. The Sooners' defense was electrifying. They were getting penetration, play after play after play after play. This was a good learning experience for Bryce Underwood. The Sooners' defense is legit. And the offense, well, Mr. Burks and Mr. Mateer, what a combination. Art Bucko, the offensive coordinator, the Sooners, we called them the big old wild card this year. My goodness. Texas A&M 44-22. Marcel Reed. Now, he looks like a guy who has gotten to the next level. He did get a little nicked up in this game, so I'm going to keep my eyes on reports about Marcel Reed because Texas A&M has got to go to Notre Dame. Texas A&M is going to South Bend next week. So keep your eye. Let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room if there's any information about Marcel Reed. He may not be injured. It might have been just a little nicked up, but he is developing. Look out. Look out. Ole Miss 30, Kentucky 23. Austin Simmons got off to a rough start, settled down. Ole Miss Rebels defeat the Kentucky Wildcats. Alabama 73, Louisiana Monroe 0. Tennessee 72, East Tennessee State 17. Missouri, big win for the Tigers, and I said it over and over and over again. Why are they ranked 25? They should be ranked higher than 25. Arkansas, 56-14. Auburn, big win, 42-3 over Ball State. Big, massive 39-point victory. And Vanderbilt is looking good, 44-20 over Virginia Tech. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Make sure I'm caught up with everything. Thank you, Opie. Thank you, Christopher Hooter, Expedition Greg, John Teal. We are going to open up the phone lines. Opening up the phone lines, 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. You know, a tough home game for Notre Dame. Second game of the season, week 3. Last year you went to College Station and you beat the Aggies. Aggies are coming to South Bend, and they're playing pretty good. They're playing pretty good, Fighting Irish.
Call from
Rick.
Rick, the floor is yours. Let it rip.
How good is that Red River Shootout going to be this year?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. But not only the importance of the game, but the storylines in that game. Go ahead.
The quality of the teams.
Yeah. Yes.
The TV ratings are going to be astronomical for that.
Yes, absolutely. What week is that game?
Usually around whenever the Texas State Fair is. I want to say end of September.
Let's see here. I'm checking right now. Hold on. Texas plays Florida in Gainesville on October 4th. I'm looking at the whole SEC schedule. September 27th, Georgia, Alabama plays. You know what? I should have just looked at. I should have just looked at the guy's schedule here. Hold on. I don't know what's taking me so long. I'm an idiot. Okay, they play October 11th.
October 11th.
October 11th, yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Without looking at it, did you see today's coaches poll?
No, I did not. I know it was released. I did an episode on the AP poll. I did not see the coaches poll. Should I put it up on here? Or?
No, don't look it up. Don't look it up. I want to test you.
Got it.
Notre Dame is in the top 20. I'm just talking about the top 20. The poll goes to 25.
Okay.
But here's the test. Notre Dame's in the top 20. How many from the SEC are in the top 20?
How many in the SEC are in the top 20?
A number.
Yeah. Let me just. Okay. I'm gonna say Texas is, Georgia, LSU. In the top 20, you're saying?
Top 20.
Okay, I don't think they'll have Missouri in there. They should. They'll have South Carolina 5. They probably have Alabama 6. They probably have Oklahoma 7. They probably have Texas A&M 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Auburn 8. Tennessee 9. Ole Miss 10. I'm going to say 10.
9.
9. They don't have Auburn on there?
I don't think so.
Okay. 9 SEC and 1 Notre Dame. That's 10 right there.
And 1. Half of the top 20.
Yep.
The other half is 5 from the Big Ten, 3 from the ACC, and 2 from the Big 12.
3 from the ACC.
Yep.
Clemson, Miami, and who's the other one?
That would be Miami, Clemson, Florida State.
Oh, yeah. Of course, yep. All right.
And then the 2 from the Big Ten are number 14 Cyclones and number 20 Red Raiders.
Okay.
So as it stands now, I think we're looking at something similar to last year for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we are. But SEC is going to get 4 or 5 in there, and the Big Ten is going to get 3 or 4, right? And then the rest, and then the ACC is going to get 2. The Big 12 is going to get 1, right? That's what we're looking at. It's early yet. It's really early, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I think the only difference is the SEC is going to get 4, and they may get 5. And the Big Ten is going to get 3, but they may get 4. And then the ACC could get 2. And the Big Ten, it's the same like last year, pretty much, except for Big Ten and SEC switch.
Probably, yeah, maybe. One last thing before I go. Was that PJ Fleck's agent I saw in Las Vegas there talking to the UCLA athletic director?
That was last year. Oh no, that was 2 years ago. And that wasn't last year. That was the year before last year. No.
Right, but they weren't. But the Bruins weren't looking for a new head coach then.
When the Bruins hired Deshaun Foster, their number 1 target was PJ Fleck.
And you got Foster on the hot seat.
And I already got Foster on the hot seat. This is his second year. Yeah. I'm not worried. The reason why PJ Fleck took his name off, because PJ Fleck and his family were in Mexico. And allegedly, I don't want to get sued, allegedly, but I feel pretty confident in saying this. Allegedly, they had made arrangements for the UCLA athletic director, and I reported this in real time when this happened. Was going to plan to go meet Fleck in Mexico for a one-on-one meeting, but then PJ Fleck canceled, and the guy did not get on the plane, and that was it. And the big hang-up was that UCLA just did not have enough money at the time. Someday they might have enough money to, that's why they went to Deshaun Foster, because I think he's making less than any head coach there is in Power 4, and UCLA just they're just losing their shirts. The ticket sales are not good and all that stuff. So but that type of job, when it comes to coaching in a big area, like a city area, that intrigues PJ Fleck. He's a city guy. He's a big metropolitan guy. That's why he works so good in being the Gophers head coach, right? So that's his wife.
And he's heading to San Francisco this weekend.
Yep.
And they'll be needing a new head coach soon.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That California team, they've got a great I mean, that freshman quarterback they've got, that kid can play. And then they got they lost receivers in the portal. They lost Jaden Ott, but now they got a running back who's running over 100 yards easily. They got a bunch of receivers. California looks really good right now. And Minnesota is 2.5-point favorites over California. And Gopher fans, they got, we're nervous about that. We were not nervous about that game 3 months ago. We are nervous about that game now. I think Justin Wilcox, I think California, if they beat the Gophers, they're well on their way for a bowl game. I don't think they're going to get rid of their coach. We'll see what happens this Saturday.
No, I wasn't thinking of them getting rid of him. I was thinking of somebody stealing him.
Oh.
Berkeley Bears used to always be able to recruit really, really good.
Yeah.
They could recruit, California up and down.
Yeah.
Things have changed a bit. Okay, thanks for taking the call.
You got it, buddy. Appreciate it. Beautiful call. Hold on one second here. I got to figure this out. Beautiful call, Rick. Thank you so much for calling. Phone lines are open. Keep chopping. Someone stealing Wilcox? I don't know about that. I think
Call from
Christopher Hooter.
Christopher Hooter is on the line. The floor is yours. Thanks for calling, Christopher. I appreciate it. Go ahead, sir.
Loving the show, Greg. Loving the
you.
show. So we're Louisiana people, LSU people. But
Yep.
my sister, so when she was young, she married a Navy guy,
Yep.
and he was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida, and she took some undergraduate courses at the University of Florida.
At the University of what?
Of Florida.
Got it.
The
Got
Gators.
It.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, and I have another buddy. He's a big Gators guy. So I'm, so I'm not a fan, but
Yep.
I'm sympathetic or empathetic to their problems. So, according to my Gator buddy, after the Charlie Pell NCAA infractions, a hammer came down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was in the 80s, right? Or late 70s, this was decades ago, right? So there may be more to the story when it comes to Florida and the NIL paying players era, right? I'm not so sure we can just throw, back to my post there. I'm not so sure it's fair to throw the coaches under the bus. Mm-hmm. If you're not going to, quote, buy the players, what's the coach to do, right? So was it 2 or 3 years ago Florida had that big NIL deal with that quarterback?
Yeah.
What was his name? Yep.
Rashad.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
And he's our guy. And then it all fell through, right?
Yep.
But that's not Napier's fault. He got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. But it's Florida's fault. It's Florida's fault for targeting Rashad in the first place because he's not a autonomy for conference type of quarterback.
Well,
I'm not sure DJ Lakeway,
it was about the money.
What?
It was about the money, and Florida didn't deliver.
Okay, but besides that, let's say they did have the money. Rashad is not turning out to be a prime an autonomy for a conference quarterback.
I agree.
So
that's not where I'm going with this.
So the Gators' recognition of real talent might be way off, and that's what I'm questioning DJ Lakeway on. It's either the Florida Gators and a lot of other people were completely off on DJ Lakeway, or he's injured, he's still injured, or he can be good, but the Gators' development is terrible for the young man. But something is wrong. Something is wrong, and I think the coach has to take some part of the blame when you are in year 4.
Well, last year they did way better than I thought they would do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did beat LSU. I didn't think they'd beat LSU. And what was their final record? So they go 8-4. What'd they do?
I don't know.
It was a winning record, and they did. I didn't think they'd win 3 games, right?
Yeah.
So they did. They overachieved last year, as far as I'm concerned.
They went 8-5. 8-5.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, so they went 8-4. So was it 7-5 or 8-4 in the regular season?
7-5, I believe.
7-5. Or did they lose a bowl game?
They won the bowl game against Tulane.
They won the bowl game. Okay, against
Yep.
Tulane, right? And they had the same hard schedule last year they have this year.
Yep.
And you know, I didn't think they win 3 games last year, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't know. And then of course, you know, in Baton Rouge we get rowdy over Brian Kelly and all that. I'm like, it's not even about the coach anymore. It's about the general manager and who are we paying, right? So I'm at the point now, I don't even blame the coach. I blame the payroll guy.
I understand what I understand what you are saying. I understand the message. The blame is more, or the praising is more than just the coach now, because you've got other people making decisions. You got the general manager, you got your roster construct, you're figuring out who get paid what, and of course you got the money, the NIL money.
Yes.
But, you know, for a guy like Brian Kelly at LSU, you know he's got major input into what LSU is trying to do, right? He hasn't given up. I mean, he might have given up a little bit of control, but he still has major impact on the decisions. Billy Napier is going to have less control. But again, I get back to it, man. It's DJ Legway. What's going on? Is he injured? Is he injured? Because the Gators are not saying anymore that he's injured. I don't know. And their line of scrimmage, we'll see. But I think the Gators are in big trouble. That game yesterday was not a fluke.
Okay, all right. And so maybe they're going to do this year what I thought they'd do last year, right? Maybe
Possibly,
last year was
yeah.
an anomaly. Okay.
Yep.
But so if you're a college coach coaching, let's just say 20-year-olds, and you have to teach the players, do not spit on the opposition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what kind of world are we living in, man?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why these coaches, man. I mean, that's why these head coaches in college football turn into control freaks. Because they're trying to control everything because they don't know what's going to pop up next. And now that head coach is probably going, Billy Napier, God, we didn't remind these guys not to spit on anybody. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't learn that in pre-K?
Yeah.
So, you know, and imagine if you got good kids on the team and you've got to lower the bar so far where we don't spit on anybody, and the good kids are going, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
I tell you, man, they make a lot of money and they do good, but I don't know if I'd want that gig.
Yeah, it's tough. Tough. All righty, man. I appreciate the call,
anyway,
sir.
Yes, sir. Enjoy the show, okay?
Call
see
again,
ya.
Mr. Hooter.
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, bye.
PNW Youth, I got the chain. I'm wearing the chains because Greg the Gold happened this weekend. Greg the Gold, 9-5. 9-5. While you Einsteins went 5-9. Your record, the PATC Einsteins, are 11-19 against the spread, and yours truly is 14-16. I'm still below 500, but I'm a-coming. I'm gonna be Greg the Gold again in week 3, and I'm gonna have an over 500 winning record this late in the season after week 3 for the first time in the history of this college football YouTube channel. I have changed. I'm no longer the re-elected mayor of Loserville City. Those days are gone. It is Greg the Gold. It is Greg the Gold. And let me put it this. Let me top it off with this. Greg the Gold has made his first appearance. Next week, Greg the Gold is going to make another appearance. Next week, this week, on Tuesday or Wednesday, when we make the selections, for the first time this year, we are going to have the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That game, part of the picks. Oh, and by the way, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, right after Greg the Gold makes his appearance, going to be going up to Berkeley, California, and playing the California Golden Bears. The Golden Gophers versus the Golden Bears. Greg the Gold in this golden studio. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Nothing. Phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. I'm not even going to worry about the Buckeyes yet. I'm not even going to worry about the Buckeyes. Buckeyes might not even show up. We'll worry about it when we have to. But right now, we got to think about the Golden Bears. Legway was injured in spring and fall and didn't get to rep a lot with the team. And now it's showing. That's not their only issue, though. I agree with King Spleen. Is it that he just did not get enough practice time? Is that it? If that's the case, then I shouldn't be this hard on him. If that's the case, King Spleen, then we should, even though they're playing against harder competition, we should see an improvement. Again, I talked about it at the beginning of the show. There was a play. I don't remember where it was in the game, but there was a play. It was like 3rd and 7, maybe 3rd and 6. DJ Legway goes back to pass. And he takes off running. And there is a hole there. He just has to shift his weight a little bit. Move to the left, move to the right, but move to the just a little bit, take off, and there's a good chance he gets those 7 yards. There is a defender out in front of him, but he just has to go one way or make a move around the big goof that was ahead of him. And what did DJ Legway do? He ran right into the guy. He ran right into the guy and gained 2 yards. It was like, what? Is it like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be a good quarterback. Not only do you have to have the physical talent, not only do you have to have the processing ability, which I'm sure DJ Legway has, but some of these guys, and he's still young, and I get that too. He's still young. But some of these guys freeze up. Some of these guys look like they're playing with a lot of anxiety. That's what I'm talking about. They're playing with a lot of anxiety. Cam Ward, if you watched Cam Ward last year with Miami, now he's a supreme talent. But he plays with no anxiety, man. If you're down 14, he'll bring you back. He's flinging that ball, baby. John Mateer, he plays with no anxiety. Legway is young. I'm probably being too tough on him. But something is going on there. Something is going on. Dante Moore, Oregon. Holy smokes, Dante Moore. The Ducks are a-coming. The Ducks are a-coming once again. The Gators have LSU, Miami, Texas, and Texas A&M next. Thank you, Al Woody. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Again, the phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. Give us a call. Let me check something out real quick here. Might have an update on something. No, we don't. Okay. Kay says this year BYU will be winning with defense. They had a good defense last year. Good defense last year. Heavy is the hand, heavy is the head that wears Greg's heavy ass change. Thank you, Talking Comics, and thank you, Talking Comics, for praising the singing of the fat guy from Minnesota at the beginning of the show. He's the only one. Talking Comics is the only one who thought the singing was any good. Now, either Talking Comics doesn't know good singing, or the rest of you just do not want to admit that you listen to the golden pipes of Greg the Gold. Or Talking Comics he's on something. Or Talking Comics is on something. But I think he's on to something. Not on something, on to something. How can we lose? Don Scruggs, I got to tell you, I think yesterday, the day before, I keep talking about how I'm scared. I'm scared of California Bears. We have a California Bear family member who's always in the chat. I've told him I'm scared. No longer. Don Scruggs, Georgia Bulldogs, I am no longer scared of the California Golden Bears. It's all coming up golden. Golden Gophers going to beat the Golden Bears. Greg the Gold is going to call his shot. Right now it is Minnesota. Let me show you guys something. You guys don't believe. You do not believe. You do not believe. Well, let me show you guys something. Let me show you something. Breaking news. The Minnesota Golden Gophers are favored by 2.5 points. 2.5 points. The money line is 47.5. 47.5. I'm sorry, not the money line. Over under 47.5. 47.5, you say, huh? Do you know why the over-under is only at 47.5? Do you know why that is? Because Vegas gives so much respect to the Golden Gophers defense. But they still don't have a clue. You see, the Golden Gophers. I'm gonna let you in on something. There's only 72 people listening to this program. 72 people. If you don't tell anybody what I'm about to tell you, we can keep this number down. And this information is going to be highly valuable to you. The reason why it's 2.5 point spread, because Darius Taylor, remember, soft tissue injury. But there is something that a lot of people do not understand yet. After early Sunday morning, when the Golden Bears versus the Golden Gopher game is over, and it's going to be ending about 2 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, 1 o'clock Central Time in the morning, when that game is over, everybody is going to be talking about the Golden Gophers quarterback, Drake Lindsay. That's what's going to happen. And then the secret is going to be gone. It's going to be ripped open. People are going to start talking about, nobody has talked about the Golden Gophers. Nobody in the offseason. You haven't heard a whimper, a whisper, nothing, nada, except for when I go into my Golden Gopher propaganda spiel. But after they go to California, and after the Golden Gophers defeat the Golden Bears, and after Drake Lindsay outshines the phenom of California, what's his name? JKS, something I'm never going to be able to pronounce. All respect to the young man, because I can't talk. But Drake Lindsay is going to come. Drake Lindsay is going into the game as, you know, violinist chair number 2. But when he leaves California, Berkeley, Drake Lindsay is going to take the top chair. He's going to be violinist number 1. The music that he's going to play in California is going to be beautiful. I'm going to be singing the Golden Gophers fight song all through that watch party game, all through the night, all through the morning. It's going to be glorious. How do you like them apples? How do you like them Gophers? Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. It helps the algorithm. Thank you, Don Scruggs. Minnesota has 0 AP votes. They don't deserve any votes. They don't just... Rutgers deserve votes, not Minnesota. But, after Saturday, after Sunday morning. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate it. Well, Greg, we see where all the donations money has gone. Well, I thought first when you said that, I thought you were talking about like I've been hitting the liquor cabinet, but then I remembered I have this plastic gold on. Drake Lindsay and Gunnar Stockton, brothers from different mothers. Oh, that's the way for Don Scruggs to get Gunnar Stockton into the conversation. Gunnar Stockton is on the cusp of getting on this list. Not quite there. Not quite there. Now, Dante Moore was just too... I could not keep Dante Moore off the list. But Gunnar Stockton, maybe next week. Don Scruggs, maybe next week. The phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. Anybody got a call? Anybody want to cry? Anybody want to celebrate? Anybody wants to put out their own propaganda? Maava, Grateful Trojan, USC quarterback, real good. Corey Pirch is going to have to lock down some receivers. How about them golden apples? Good one, George. I should have used that one. I should have used that one. I doubt it. I think Minnesota would have to beat California, and then they got a week off, and then they got to beat Rutgers. And maybe Minnesota squeezes in. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to keep it a secret. Keep it a secret. Okay, guys, we are going to shut it down. We're not getting any phone calls. Open line Sunday and we're not getting any phone calls. We got a lot of people here, but no phone calls. So we are going to shut it down. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this live Aftermath show. I do appreciate it. John Teal, Expedition Greg, Christopher Hooter, and OPD Don. Thank you guys for your generosity, helping us keep the lights on, helping us to keep growing this channel. Thank you guys for the for all the comments, for all the interaction. Great comments. I appreciate it. Gunner might be ranked 7th. You are welcome, AMAC. Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate it. Again, we are headed into week 3, big week ahead. We are going to be covering all the breaking news during the week, maybe making some of our own. We're going to be making our picks this week for week 3. Hopefully, Greg the Gold comes back again for the next Aftermath show next Sunday. Please join us this week. We talking about college football. I think there's going to be some news, at least speculation, coming out of college football reporters on what is going on behind the scenes when it comes to the college football playoff format for 2026 and beyond. I think the chatter behind the curtain is going to have some chatter for all of you when it comes to the college football playoff discussions that Petiti, Phillips, Yormark, and Sankey are currently having. So we're going to be covering that this week as well. Again, before you leave, if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications, smash the like button if you've liked our content. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I very much appreciate it. Until next time, from all of us at College Football's Peek Around the Corner, to all of you, please, 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 you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much. And as always, God, family, Golden Gophers.